Hello friends, I am talking about genetic brain profiling for some time now. Today, I am privileged to have Mr. Hanuman Sripati to share his version of the genetic brain profiling and show how does it help him in his personal life and also how he is implementing it for the children of the after school, the Abhyasha that he runs. Mr. Hanuman is a very successful businessman. He has worked on various different diverse segments with a great success. He has got inducted to genetic brain profiling a few years ago, and today we got him to share his life experience and how genetic brain profiling is helping him to become even more successful and also change the life of others as well. Others including the students who are part of Abhyasha. We are grateful that he could give us time from his busy schedule explaining how genetic brain profiling results matches with his personality and achievements. Not only that, he has also told us how this data is helping others to change their lives and thrive towards success. Though Mr. Hanuman spoke to us at a stretch, but for the interest of the time for our viewers, I have split the interview into two pieces. In the first part, he has spoken how GBP helps to transform the life of the children and make their education more meaningful and ensure they become successful in their studies and future life. In the second part, he has explained how GBP helped him to understand about himself and his family members as well. As a result of this, the harmony among the family member has increased to many folds. He has also explained how this report matches and helps in his career. So, please allow me to welcome Mr. Hanuman Sripati to help us understand how his organization and how genetic brain profiling, So, please allow me to welcome Mr. Hanuman Sripati to help us understand about his organization and how genetic brain profiling helping the children in their studies. Thank you, Mr. Hanuman, for your time. Over to you.
I have also a small educational institution running, which is called as Abhyasa, the after school. And here when parents come to us, I tell them my story. And I tell them, like, initially I wanted to be a sports person. And in NCC, I was doing hang gliding. And hang gliding is where you just fly on the kite. It's a wonderful experience. Parasailing is what I have done. And at that time, I wanted to become a pilot. Right, so it's like every kid, who wants to be everything that he does. So after that, got into architecture, then into marketing, then into training. At the end of the day today, I've realized my strength is in product designing, training, and motivating people to do well. This has been my strength from the beginning. But by the time I could realize this, I'm 50 years old. And I tell people, the students and the parents who come to us, I tell them one thing. You don't need to live your life on a trial and error method basis like I did. Now, I said I wanted to be a singer at one time. So I tell people that this is the kind of life that all of us go through. We do a lot of trial and error method basis in our lives. And at one point, I tell them, you are very fortunate, you are very lucky, because we have our chief mentor, Mr. ARS Ratina Swamiji, who has started this company called Midna, through which we can generate a report and help children not go through their life on trial and error method basis, but generally get a direction in which they can take their life towards. Not many people have the ability to change from one area to the other area because of probably their upbringing or the environment that they are from, or from the mindset they are that I am already 40 or 50 years old and can I start something new? Will I be successful in the new venture? This kind of self-doubts and things like that. Not many people move out. And in India, we have a wonderful concept called as the Karma Siddhanta. We say like, whatever we are going through is because of the karma. So even if they don't like their job, they get stuck and stay there in that job or in that profession, which probably might not be their genetic strength. So this is something which people can come out of if they know their genetic brain profile well in advance. Now at Abhyasa, what we are doing is we teach French and also peak performance program for kids. We take kids who are scoring around 40-50% marks. When we look at their reports, see what is their strength and teach them based on that strength. And today, you know, nurturing is the big point, and nurturing is what we do. Now it is mandatory for us at Abhyasa that every child who joins us, within the first 2 months, we take their scans. We take their scans, generate the reports, call the parents and the student and counsel them. We show the parents and the children, it's kind of a proof, even for some children who have got into the kind of a belief system in school where the teacher says, you're not good at this, you're not good at that, the friends tease them, the parents compare them to other kids and say, you're not good at so-and-so subject. And when the report says otherwise, it's kind of a proof which you know improves the confidence, self-confidence of the child, and they've started doing well in their studies academically. Now, what we are seeing here in genetic brain profiling is a wonderful system, a wonderful way where we can make the parents understand what the child is all about and what the strength of the child is, and at the same time give confidence to the child that they can do well. Genetic brain profiling is the stepping stone for getting all these parents and students to come in here, take the peak performance and excellence program, the memory techniques program for further development in their careers and educational life. When it comes to genetic orientation, learning orientation, you will see that I'm more on the intuitive side, where I'm totally, you know, you can see there, abstract learning, sixth sense, gut feeling, intuition, subconscious. I will be driving and I know that somebody is going to come in my path and meet with an accident. I can tell it about 2 to 3 kilometers in advance that something is going to happen to that guy who is going in front, and it invariably happens. That's something which I have noticed very frequently when I'm driving. Even working from the subconscious mind is something which is quite normal and easy for me. My parents have always thought I have been impractical. My brother thinks that I'm impractical. My wife thinks I'm impractical. There is no doubt about that. Not only learning, but in general life. But every time I've done something, it has worked out very well. It might look impractical. Yeah. It might look theoretical. It might look lacking determination also. So I keep a calm facade. I keep to myself what is happening in my mind. And at the given time, people will see results and, oh, this is what you were talking about. That's how they come back to me. Now, there is something which I keep telling for people who are abstractive learners, that they are daydreamers. Let them dream. That's intuitive learners learn and excel because of daydreaming. Let them dream. Encourage them to imagine. And this has never failed me. And when it comes to memory, working memory being on the high side, you will see like sometimes I do have the habit of taking an impulsive decision. The long-term memory being on the lower side. So that's probably helped me not holding on to grudges to anybody. I don't hate anybody. So if the other person is carrying a grudge towards me, that's his problem, right? So it's none of my business. So generally what I do is I don't like something, I take a step back and live to myself. And long-term memory is something where, you know, you carry all those things that happened to you from your childhood. That fellow said this to me, this fellow said that to me. I don't carry any of those baggages in my life. That's probably, I love cooking, but then I have to see the recipe every time. Otherwise, the first time recipe, what I would have made, everybody says it's very good. The second time they say this is something different. It's not what you did the first time. That's because I work from the working memory and not from the long-term memory. I work from the working memory. So I have to take the recipe in front of me, read it once, or so that's from where the working memory I'm talking about. There are certain things which, if I don't do it consecutively or consistently, I will have the tendency of forgetting it. So I have to refer back to the notes or the presentations that I've made for myself. Sensory memory is something like auditory, visual, and your kinesthetic memory. What I have is to the level that it has to be. It doesn't dominate my thinking process. When it comes to secondary, higher secondary stream preferences, being an effective person, math I have been good at, but I have always been compared with my brother, telling that I'm not good at math. And that was a blockage which I had carried with me for a long time. When I got into insurance, that's when I realized that I'm very good at math. And yesterday we were having an interview of a child from Chennai. So I was asking the child, what are the scores that she gets in her subjects? She said, I'm average. So for me, an average is 50%. What is your average? And after school is where what you're not taught at school, we teach them here. And for that, the foundation stone is GBP. There's no second thought about it. Every child who comes to Abhyasa has to get their genetic profile done, because based on this, we vary the teaching techniques for each child. If the child is an intuitive learner, we ask them to do self-learning. We give them a lot of work to do self-learning. If the child is not a self-learner or an emulative learner, we do a lot of assignments along with them and also group learning. So we have different methodologies for each child coming into us, and we have groups based on this genetic brain profiling. And it's done wonders, because the last academic year, 10th standard ICSE students, we had about 97% children scoring above 89%. 97% children scoring above 89%. That was a big shot in our arm to say that genetic brain profiling can be a game changer when it comes to the teaching methods that are happening in today's situation in India. The rote method of learning. And we have had extremely good response from parents. Children come to us when they are 5th standard, 6th standard, just for once a week, and they end up with us for 6-7 years at a stretch, up to their 12th. And we are very happy for one reason, because each child has a challenge when they come here, and we are able to identify their learning challenges from genetic brain profiling, and we design the curriculum around it for child. So we have an Excel sheet which has every child's name and their learning preferences, their sensory learning preferences, and their preferred, secondary stream, what they want to do. Based on this, we suggest them very well. I have a separate pattern which I have made for myself, which I use for a child. So when we come up, when the parent says the child is not doing well in the other subjects, we just call them over for a counseling. I do this ready reference and talk to them.
Thank you, Mr. Haman. It's a pleasure to communicate or interact with you and understand how GBP, genetic brain profiling, has helped you as an individual, and also especially the young children or young boys and girls who are part of Abhyasa. I'm sure this information will help others to understand the concept, and they should be able to take the benefit out of it without much of doubt or thinking.